The vision for Just Right Now, a spoken word series, was birthed by a series of current events and prayer. The shooting and death of Philando Castile in July of 2016 called me to immediate action in the community, to strategically find a way to bring resolution to the issues that plague the communities of color for the past few centuries. Given the many layers in which we need people to take action, I began looking to prayer to help me clearly see how I could use my gifts to bring forth real change in the community. In prayer, I asked God to show me where the highest need is, for that's where I wanted to be used. I was led to help the men of color experiencing incarceration, help men of color gain better access to equitable resources, and most importantly, strengthen their voice to promote the change that needs to occur in the experience of living while being Black as a male on this earth. To support the need for Just Right Now, in this appointed time, I will use some of the profound thoughts of Tim Houston's article in the Insight News, published December 11, 2016. In his article titled Healing for the Masculine Soul, in summary, Houston says that men are born whole. The souls and spirits are one, and they are at peace internally and externally. But life happens to these men, and in part of it is life's choices. And to some degree, it is the impact of someone else on that man's life that wounds his ego, attacks his sexuality, or scars him emotionally, and it tears a hole into his soul. Houston states that when there's someone outside of the man that's caused the tear to occur, then someone outside should be involved in the healing process as well. I find this not only to be true to men as in gender, but men being a term that we use to label the entire human race. It is no secret that the social and political issues of America have traumatically impacted our men of color's daily lives, and it is now that we should strive to expose a permanent healing to take place. Just Right Now addresses the need for spiritual and emotional healing. Spoken word is a creative outlet for men of color to express emotions freely, to be able to free up the capacity in their minds to be able to attain other goals in education, employment, housing, have a more positive impact in their communities and in their lives of their families. And I am very grateful to be in partnership with Ujamaa Place in St. Paul, Minnesota, because their mission supports this through a holistic view. Houston writes in his article that there is healing for the masculine soul. If the church is the spiritual emotional hospital, then God is the master physician. Interpreting this as there's healing for the masculine soul if the church, me being the church, utilizes the gifts that I have to bring about spiritual and emotional healing to the masculine soul. That gives God the ultimate authority to come in through the use of my gifts, who is the most qualified profession, to do all the rest of the heavy lifting for these men. So that is the vision behind Just Right Now, and I believe it will be just that. Tim Houston is an author, minister, and motivational speaker who is committed to guiding positive life changes in families and communities. He is also the author of 2 great books, Men Are Dirt and Study to Be Quiet. This is actually his first book. So thank you for journeying with me in this process of Just Right Now, a spoken word workshop, as I use my gifts to provoke change in the lives of the men of color.